Mikulski.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. First, to the men testifying and really to the men and women that you represent, know that I believe, as this United States Senator, I have tremendous respect for you. And I have tremendous respect for what you do every day. You know, while the rest of us are eating Thanksgiving dinner or opening Christmas presents, you're out there in the field, and you've missed many a family event and all of the things that we know go into it. And I believe from just the testimony that we've heard that the agents in the field and the field offices were really doing their job. And to the Phoenix agent, your rebuke of Congress is well taken. I accept the validity of that rebuke. I'm not one of the ones who ragged on you or made you public or whatever. But I think that statement was well taken. And for this committee to have effective oversight and to expect the cooperation of the agencies, we need to make sure that we protect you while we're asking you to protect us. So I think that statement of yours was very well presented. It was presented in an excellent, forthright way, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I want to go to really solutions. Much of our inquiry has been kind of looking back. I'd like to look ahead. And with three men who had incredible responsibility during this time and who I'm sure have agonized day after day, memo after memo, what could have been done differently, I'd like to ask you to share with the committee what you think would be the top three things you think the Congress should do or your agency should do to really improve our situation and to make sure this kind of gaps and so on would never happen again. And if you could just go down the line, because I was looking at the issue of a smoking gun. There isn't a smoking gun. Are there systemic issues? Yes. So if we look at the systemic issues, then what are the solutions?
Okay. Thank you, Senator. Speaking for Phoenix, the top three things that I would like to see, and number one, and I think it's the most imperative, is additional resources applied throughout the intelligence community with our analytical capability. There should be one place established where raw intelligence from the field, both from overseas and within the United States, from all the different intelligence agencies that are out there collecting, gets dumped and analyzed and looked at, and raw material put into a analytical product and gets disseminated to the officers in the field. The second thing is the need for more investigators here in the United States within the FBI. We talk about this in our squad areas every day. We cannot continue to do the number of things that we are charged with doing with the number of agents we have. 11,000 agents, when you think about it, for a country of close to 300 million is amazing. When you look at cities like New York, who have 35,000 plus police officers trying to protect their citizens, certainly I think we need more agents to do the job. And third is we need to increase our technical capabilities, our information flow. I mean, in direct reference to my memorandum, we should have a capability to wash and then rewash visa applicants through the U.S. intelligence community databases to see if anybody that's applying for visas to come into this country are known to the U.S. intelligence community as being involved with terrorist organizations. And not to mention, as we've heard time and again today, better information technology for us in the FBI so we can communicate with each other more effectively.
Thank you. Would the agent who handled Ms. Sally go next, and then we'll wind up with headquarters?
Ma'am, I would reiterate a lot of the things that he said. Technology certainly, I think, is something that we have languished well behind the business community. It was mentioned that no business in America would operate with a system like we have. I would argue that very few private citizens in America would be satisfied with the system that we're operating with. Technology clearly is a high priority on my list. The resources, to include the analytical resources, be it training of those analysts and the recruitment and retention of personnel at really all ranks of the FBI. That would probably be my second point. And finally is the training issue itself. We have a tremendous number of agents who are very capable in the disciplines that they're already trained in. However, a lot of them since September 11th, 2001 have now been transferred to an arena that they have never been exposed to before, or the initial training that they had fell short of things that were occurring, or the world as it was prior to September 11th, 2001, or really no real sensitivity to the issues that are related to counterterrorism. So additional in-service training and training of the agents who have been reassigned, in addition to the agents who are already assigned to this type of mission, really needs to be a priority.
My time's almost up, but they'll let you finish.
From a headquarters standpoint, I'm going to go back to my two main themes in terms of what I see as systemic problems, and clearly they've been hit on. The technology, number one, the FBI is a member of the intelligence community. We have to be able to communicate with them. We have to be able to have databases that can be integrated with them, and right now we do not. It's a major problem. It's a major problem for our analysts. Number two, analytical resources at headquarters. You've heard this throughout today's testimony. From a tactical standpoint, we have outstanding tactical analysts that do a phenomenal job day in and day out. Unfortunately, from a strategic analytical standpoint, the resources are woefully inadequate. Finally, from a real operational standpoint, I think we need to have a hard look at foreign students in our universities, and I can't get into more than that in this setting, but I think it's an issue that we need to address in a closed session.
Well, thank you. My time's up, but thank you very much.